I'm Dr. Shiroko Sokitch, owner of Heart to Heart Medical Center and author of the book, Healing When It Seems Impossible, 7 Keys to Defy the Odds. And tonight I want to talk to you about staying healthy during the holidays and things that you can do as you head into the holidays. And of course, this year is different than most years because we've got COVID and we've got a lot of restrictions. And I'm in the state of California, and it's possible that we're going to have another shelter-in-place order coming through again very soon. So I wanted to just talk about like the levels of anxiety that we might all be experiencing right now, and the way to stay healthy and still enjoy the season and to be able to eat the foods that you love. One of my clients was talking to me because she had an experience of food poisoning during Thanksgiving, and so I wanted to address the safety of your food and the things that you can do to feel really good during the holidays and with your health. So first of all, of course, what you want to do is make sure that you take good care of your immune system. And one of the things that I've been talking to people about is doing a cleanse at this time of year, just between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or before the solstice, because I usually don't recommend that people do cleanses or detoxes in the winter, because in the winter is when your body wants to rest and your body doesn't want to work really hard. But right now is still officially fall and until the solstice, and so there's a couple of weeks before the solstice comes around, and so now is a good time to do a fall seasonal reboot. And I'll post a link for my seasonal reboot that you can sign up for. I've got it at a special price right now, and you can order it. It's a two-week program where you eat very healthy food. Basically, just eat lean, organic, grass-fed meats or protein sources, and then lots and lots of vegetables. And then there's 2 shakes a day and 2 packets of supplements that are designed to support your liver and to support your system's ability to detoxify. So this is not one of those where you strip everything out of your body. You are actually just supporting your body's natural ability to detoxify. And so during this time of year, and also having been through so much stress, and in my area there have been a lot of fires and there's been a lot of smoke. Our bodies need support. Our bodies need to be able to process all of the toxins that they've been exposed to, and they need to be able to clean out. And so if you haven't got another way to do that, now is a good time to do a little bit of a detoxification. And another thing that is really valuable is to make sure that so there's certain things that will support your body during this time that will help you make sure that you're staying healthy and feeling good throughout the holidays. So first of all, of course, minimize stress. So whatever is stressing you out, try to do something that will calm the stress. If you have family interactions that are stressful, try to keep those to a minimum. If you have work stresses, try to keep those to a minimum if you can, and just try to get to a place where you are able to relax on some level. Then as far as managing stress with food, it's best not to eat comfort foods, much as we love the comfort foods during this time of year. To keep the number of comfort foods that you do eat sort of to a minimum. And there's lots of ways to get really high quality protein, lots and lots and lots of vegetables. One of the things that I like to do, and that I have been doing since COVID actually, is this product called Synergy. And it is full of greens, algae, chlorella, spirulina, lots of organic vegetables, including broccoli and wheatgrass and barley grass and oatgrass, and then a bunch of healthy herbs like astragalus and eleuthero and schizandra berry and a whole bunch of other things, all organic. And I put this in water in the morning with a few other supplements and drink it every morning. And that, I think, has kept my immune system very healthy throughout the year and throughout this time. And it's a great way, like if you're really super busy and you can't get nutrients or you can't get a lot of vegetables because you're running around and you have to do a lot of different errands throughout the day, or maybe you eat at restaurants a lot. This is a great way to get your greens. And there are many other products that are organic greens. You just want to look for a good variety and make sure that they're organic, because anytime you powder something, if it's not organic, then you're getting all the pesticides or all the chemicals that it's been sprayed with or that it's been exposed to. And then it's more concentrated when you get it in a powder form. So make sure that what you are doing is an organic. Then as far as food goes, make sure that it depends on what your diet is. Like some people are on a keto diet and they do really, really well with that. A person on a keto diet, you want to make sure that you don't eat too late at night. Some of my patients are on a keto diet and they eat one meal a day. And that's just fine if that works for you. But make sure you eat that one meal relatively earlier in the day. So, if you're going to eat it in the afternoon, maybe late afternoon, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., make sure that meal is well balanced, has lots of vegetables, has, high quality protein, and chew your food really well. Just everything that you can do to minimize the stress in your body and to minimize the exposure to toxins will help you feel better and feel great during the holidays. I have a client who's anorectic and who hasn't been eating food very much. And what happens, you see, when you're not well nourished and when you're not getting the nutrients that you need, is that you will feel more anxious. So like if you're only eating pasta and sandwiches and breads and not really getting vitamins and omegas in your food or in your supplements, then you will find that you're going to feel more anxious and you're going to have more maybe emotional imbalance. It's a two-way street. Your physical body influences your emotions and your emotions influence your physical body. It's a two-way street. So you want to always pay attention to that. Another thing to pay attention to is getting enough sleep. And during this time of year, some of us, I'm a person who likes to hibernate in the winter, and I highly recommend finding ways to hibernate if you can. This is the time of year as we head into winter that you want to sleep a little bit more, maybe even. You want to go to bed earlier, try to have relaxing scene in your bedroom, and try to get more sleep if you can. That will help you recover from lots of different things. One of the ways to make sure, like if you have a hard time sleeping, one of the ways to give yourself more high quality sleep is when you go to bed to make sure the room is really dark. Make sure that the electronics are not in your room. Did you know that your alarm clock, if you have an alarm clock in your room, it could be putting out EMFs, which are electromagnetic frequencies. And even if your cell phone's not right by your bed, if you have a phone by your bed or an alarm clock, you could be getting exposed to EMFs, and then that could reduce the quality of your sleep. So that's one of the things to pay attention to if you have a hard time sleeping. Another thing that you can do to improve your sleep is to not drink too much fluid before bedtime, not to drink too much water before bedtime, because that will make you get up and pee in the middle of the night, and then that will also cause problems. So try not to do that. And the other thing is, if you meditate just before you go to sleep, you're going to sleep better. I just found an app recently called Brainwave. I'm going to show it to you. It is... I got it on my iPhone, but it's called Brainwave, and it has these sounds. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it was like $6.99, and it has these sounds that help balance your brain waves. So it's literally sounds that help your brain. And then there's a soothing sort of ocean sound in the background, and you can set that for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or however long you want to set it, and play that sound. It'll calm down your brain, calm down your nervous system, and then it'll help you go into a deeper sleep state. I think it's a really great idea. I've tried it a few times myself, and I think it's really helpful. And so that's something that you could do. It's called brainwave again. And I'll put that in the chat as well after I've done talking so that I can help you get better sleep. Another thing is to make sure you get exercise. And if you're in a lockdown sort of state, of course, exercise has been an issue for the last few months. I used to go to a gym several times a week, and now I haven't gone to a gym in 8 months, which is the longest in my life I haven't gone to a gym. But I found on YouTube lots of ways to exercise. I've found some, weightlifting sites, and I found some dance. One of my favorite things to do is dance around in my living room. So find a way to move. And of course, if the weather permits, you can go outside and get some sunlight. One of the most important things for our immune system in the winter especially is that there's less sunlight, and so we're more prone to have low vitamin D. And vitamin D is vitamin D is important to your immune system and to helping you calm your nervous system. So vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids are really, really good for your immune system and for your hormones and for your nervous system. And during this time of year, you want to take care of your immune system as much as possible. One of the studies recently showed that vitamin D really helps keep you healthy. Vitamin D and zinc are, if their levels are too low in your body, you're more prone to get various kinds of infection. And so if you can't get outside to get some vitamin D on your skin, then take some as a supplement. That's a very helpful idea. Also, same with omega-3 fatty acids. You want to make sure they're high quality. You can take either fish oil, and there are some algae oils that are high quality, and they will help support your immune system and your nervous system and your hormones. In the winter, as we head into the winter, it's the time of year of the kidneys. And that is, as I've said, a time of year when you want to rest more. But also, you'll feel more likely to be tired. And the kidneys rule your low back, your knees, your bones, your overall sense of having energy. Big transitions in life, so things like menopause and puberty, or when you change jobs, or when you change locations, like you move across the country, things like that are all big transitions in life. And so the kidneys regulate all of that. And they also regulate your physical brain. So if you feel like you're a little bit foggy headed, or you're having a hard time with thinking, or feeling depressed, or have low back pain or knee pain, those are all things connected to the kidneys. And as we head into winter, you want to be taking care that your kidneys feel nurtured. And so rest and taking care of your immune system and eating the right foods is really helpful. Now, one of my very favorite foods in the world is sugar, or anything that has sugar in it, especially baked goods. And they are not good for us in this time, in any time of year, really. So if you can avoid eating sugar at this time of year, or if you at least restrict yourself to much less sugar, it's a good idea to keep you healthy. Especially, so what happens when you eat sugar, like let's say you ate a Reese's peanut butter cup or a Snickers bar or something like that, the sugar actually acts like a numbing effect on your immune system, so that for the period of time that your blood sugar is elevated from the sugar, you're more prone to have a weak immune system in that time. And so you want to make sure that you don't eat sugar, especially, like it's really easy to crave things at this time, when you're stressed, it's really easy to crave sugar more. Try to eat organic apple, or eat a persimmon. I love persimmons. So try to eat something that isn't high in sugar. Try to keep it in the low, if you look at desserts or treats, and they say less than 5 grams of sugar per serving, that's That's a good guideline to keep it at below 5 grams. Oh, and of course, don't eat 5 servings of it either. Just kind of try to keep it low. As far as the foods that you eat for the holidays, and as you are perhaps attending Zoom parties, unless you're in the White House and then you're attending live parties. But you want to, if you're attending parties, just again, keep the snacks to the low sugar snacks, eat lots of vegetables, get plenty of protein. You want to get high quality protein. If you're a vegan and you want to eat beans and combine them with certain grains in order to make sure that they are whole proteins, or spirulina and chlorella are actually really high vegan proteins and complete protein. So that's another way to get protein into your body. Or if you are you eat meat, then of course try to stick to high quality, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished meats that are well cared for. It turns out that you don't need very much when you do that. You need very little meat to support your needs for protein, and then you eat lots and lots and lots of vegetables. Vegetables are sort of the foundation of a healthy diet, as much vegetables as you can get. One of my favorite things to do at this time of year is to make a big pot of soup. And I do that a lot in the winter. And I put every vegetable that I can find into the pot with a little bit of meat. And sometimes I'll make bone broth, or I'll buy bone broth and mix it all together. And then I have it for a number of days. And as long as you are a person who is able to tolerate eating leftovers. Some people have a histamine intolerance, which we can talk about at some other time. But if you have that, then it's harder for you to tolerate leftovers. But if you don't have that issue, then you can eat, a pot of soup, or you can make this big pot of soup and freeze individual servings, and then you'll have individual servings when you want them. So that's another way to go, is to make a big pot, and if you don't like to eat it all at once, just put it in individual servings and put it in your freezer, and then have it over the course of several weeks instead of several days. Well, I don't see any questions coming up, but one of the things that I think is really important is to remember, wherever you are, to try to stay in tune with love, and to bring as much love into your surroundings as you can, especially during these difficult times. Whoever you're with, whoever's in your life, try to bring as much love to them as you can, and try to make the holidays light and bright for yourselves and for your family members. And if you're feeling like there's not enough love in your life, find something to love, even if it's a goldfish. If there's a goldfish, then give that goldfish lots of love. Or if you have a pet or a cat or a dog, anything. If you have friends, connect with your friends as much as you can, even if you can't see them in person. Try to connect on Zoom, or try to connect on the phone. The love in your life is so important to your health and to your well-being. So try to stay in tune with that. And with that being said, I hope to see you again in a couple weeks when I do this again. Wishing you a very, very happy early December, and I'll talk to you again soon.